this Nigerian community in Baltimore, they started attacking me because I thought I was free. Oh, Carol, oh, you're wearing short things. Oh, in our water, you're married though. Oh, you have children. What are you teaching your daughters? Oh, why are you always naked? You don't dress like a married woman. Your husband is a chief. Ah! Hi everyone, my name is Carol. I've just turned 48 today. Come with me down the memory lane. My name is Carol Madeke and my maiden name is Ogahamba. I have just turned 48 years today. I was born in Nigeria and currently I live in the United States of America. I was born into the family of Mr. and Mrs. JJC Ogahamba. I was born and bred at Aba. And I was born in the year 1976, in December 1976, precisely the 24th of December. That's why I got this name Carol, because while they were singing carol songs on the eve of Christmas, I was born. So I did my primary. Then I skipped my nursery school, so I started with my primary education at the age of 4. I did my primary school at Abai Umocham Aba, and then I proceeded to my secondary education at Abai Girls. After my secondary school, I finally sat for SSCE, and actually I still did the GCE, and then I got admission into Alvaniko College of Education, and there I studied political science and social studies during my NCE, and my degree level I specialized in political science, and I did it under University of Nigeria and Nsukka. So right now I have a bachelor's of science degree in political science from the University of Nigeria and Nsukka. So in 2002, that was when I completed my university education. After I completed my university education, I went to Lagos to continue with my modeling, and in 2003, my sister came back from London and I came home to see my sister, and I met my husband in 2003. That was on 3rd of January 2003. So after we met, we did not cut. Then we got married on the 11th of January. So within 8 days, I got married to my husband, and it's been It's been 21 years now, because my first daughter is 21. It's been 21 years now, and we're still married, and we're still waxing strong. So my husband brought me to America in 2005, and before then, our first baby came in 2003. So here in America, I started as a GNA, and while raising the family with my husband. So started with GNA. I did the class I did the CNA program. So I became a GNA, worked in the nursing home. From there, in 2008, I got my LPN certificate. I started working as an LPN. And in 2015, I got my RN certificate. I became a registered nurse, and I'm still working as a registered nurse now. And I have 4 daughters. The first one, Paris.
Hi, my name is Paris. I am the oldest daughter. I am 21. Today we're celebrating my mom's birthday today, and I have many things I want to say about her.
She's 21. Second, Angel, she's 18.
Hi, I'm Angel. I'm 18, and today's my mom's birthday bash thingy.
Third, Princess, she's 16.
Hi, my name is Princess, and I'm 16, and we're here to celebrate my mom's 48th birthday.
And my last baby, Paige.
Hi, my name is Paige. I'm the youngest daughter of all my sisters, and today is my mom's birthday.
Is 14. And God has really been so good to us, and me and my husband have been raising our kids well, and okay, right now I started something new in my life. I became a songwriter and an artist, and currently I've dropped 3 music videos. Live My Life, the Woto, and it's my birthday. And so far, so good. And I have 8 siblings. Yeah, my parents have 9 children. We have 4 girls and 5 boys. And thank God we're all doing well. All my siblings. And till this day, God has been so good. Actually, by the time I met my husband, I came home to see my sister. And the way it happened, when I finished my university education, like in Nigeria, you're supposed to go for youth service. So while waiting for my youth service, because I was supposed to go for my youth service in 2003, I had gone back to Lagos to stay with my auntie Forma, because while I was in school, my parents did not. I loved beauty pageant. I loved, to contest. But my parents, after I did the first contest, and that's another story. After I contested in a beauty pageant in my college days, my parents stopped me, and my dad even threatened to disown me if I did another beauty pageant. So I waited and he insisted I completed my education. So when I completed my education, I decided to go to Lagos to stay with my auntie and continue with my modeling career while waiting for my youth service. So that was when my sister Chichi came from London, and she asked me to come to the East to stay with her, since, but I didn't really want to, because I had another beauty pageant coming up. It was Miss Commonwealth. So, but she insisted, so, and thank God for my Auntie Forma and the husband. They encouraged me to go. They even had to give me some money. Actually, they gave me 5,000 to travel to the east to stay with my sister. So when I finally traveled to meet with my sister, they had come home for a friend's wedding at Omaka, their village. So when they came home for the wedding, my sister.
I pray that the Lord protects her with his shield. He keeps his eye on wherever she goes. He makes sure that the devil doesn't get to her, no evil people, no mean people, no haters. And I just pray for the best. I pray that she gets everything she wants in life.
That night, my sister went with the husband to the, bachelor's night. So that night my sister had gone with the husband for the friend's bachelor's night, and I didn't want to go with them because they told me about the bachelor's night and the wedding. So I intended to go for the wedding, not the bachelor's night. So they went. So then the next day, I was supposed to go with them for the wedding. Actually, we went. So I had met this guy that started talking to me, and and he was so down to earth and everything. But how it happened was that after the whole thing, my husband told me and my sister, they told me, but when my sister came back from the bachelor's night, she didn't say nothing about the man they met or something. But it was later that I found out that when my sister and the husband were called to the high table, my husband had noticed my sister and said she was so beautiful, and had approached them and asked after exchanging after greeting the husband, he had asked my sister if she had a younger sister that was not married. So my sister had said, oh, that one she does not accept any man, because when I was like in my younger days, I wasn't like men, their approach, most of them approached me the wrong way, so I always got irritated, and I think God knew I had not met my right man then, so I was always on the run, and that was even part of the reason I ran to Lagos, because suitors were coming, like they wanted my hands in marriage. So that was part of why I ran away to Lagos. So now when my sister told my husband that I was not accepting any man, so my husband had said to let him see let him see me, and like what is it? He said something in Igbo language. So for to know what the dog would do with the bone, something like that. So that's how we, started talking. And then the first time I saw my husband, I didn't even know he was from States. The way he was so down to earth, he was like, oh, how are you, blah, blah, blah. Then asked what I studied, I told him. So we were just exchanging pleasantries. So in the course of our discussion, he was like, oh, he needed to, he said something about, he proposed. So, but he was like, does he look like somebody I will marry in the future? He had asked me if I will marry him, but I said that I had not even known much about him. So he was like, does he look like somebody I would marry in the future? So I said, yeah, in the future. But now, because we had just met like, say 30 minutes ago. So he had told me he was going to his house to get his, he was going back home to get his brother and the niece to come and see me and something, And then he had told me he had two other women, like two other ladies that were at home waiting for him. So after he brought the family, the brother and the elder brother and the niece, we greeted and everything, and that was how the whole thing started. But one thing that really, like, two things attracted me to him. One was like the first thing he told me after he brought his family, and he said the next day we met on the 3rd of January in 2003. So the next day will be the 4th. So he told me on the 4th he would like us to go to the Federal Medical Center to do a comprehensive test, like, to, see, check, what's it called? Run some lab work, make sure I'm free of like Hep C, HIV, and all those, that both of us. So, unlike other men, when they met, most men that met me, and some of them might be watching me on this video, the first thing they asked for was to go to the hotel to test me, or to something, to see how good I'm in bed, or they wanted us to go to the hotel first before any other thing. And some of them were like, oh, I would like my mom to see you. If my mom likes you, then, it's not your mom marrying me. So that's, a lot of them, their approaches were wrong. But my husband was like, this is the woman I want. And then he brought his family. And then the next thing he said, let's go for the lab work. No other man ever talked about lab work, like, in my whole years, in my whole, like, young days. So the next day we had gone to FMC, we did the test, and then everything came out negative. So after that, he now mentioned about meeting my parents, and he followed the step, like, one at a time. And it was later down the line that he now said, oh, when he goes back to States, I said, oh, States. Then that's when I even found out he was living in States. And the way he brought himself so low, unlike some other men that come home to marry, they go like, yo, mama, you wanna, they keep like, faking all those life. But this guy was really down to earth. His honesty attracted me. He was just very, very down to earth. His approach was perfect. And again, I had asked him his genotype, because I'm AS, so each time a man is trying to like start up something, I normally ask for genotype, because you don't want to go and marry somebody and end up with kids with sickle cell disease. So I'm AS, so I'm always, conscious of that. So my husband told me he was AA. Okay, so another thing is, when I think it was after I found out he was living in States, the day we met at the church at that wedding reception, the first thing he had asked me, oh, what did you study? I said political science. He said, yeah, thank God you that he didn't want to marry us. So I said, why? He said he just doesn't want to marry us. But it was later, after some days, like after we started talking and everything, he now told me that most of his friends are coming down to Nigeria to marry nurses. And that was true, because a lot of my classmates, a lot of my course mates, they switched from political science. Most of them switched to nursing, and then they were like, oh, nursing is a visa to America, or something, a ticket to America. But I was like, I wasn't moved by that, because I wanted to really study what I came for. So I really wanted to be in politics then. So my husband was like, he wanted to marry somebody he loves, and he said that that he wants to marry a woman he loves. So when you take away that profession, that nursing, you still love the woman. Like, it's not just about marrying somebody that will come there just to become your ATM. Just marry somebody you love with your whole heart. So that's one of the major reasons I really love him till this day, because he chose love first, not profession. Unlike some of these men from America, they chose profession first before love. And that's why you see a lot of divorces in this country, because when you choose love first, then the love is not there. When you choose profession first or money, the love is not there. And what happens if you don't see that money? Then the marriage is breaking. So that was really what attracted me to my husband. And we didn't even court, because some people will court for like 10 years, 20 years, We didn't court. Within 8 days, we got married, and, we just, we just started, and I moved in with my husband on 11th, because we did our traditional wedding. It was kind of emergency traditional wedding, because I think both of us were ready at the time. So on the 11th of January, I moved in with my husband. So, and then till this day, okay, so actually when I met my husband, I was not in a relationship. I used to have a boyfriend while I was in college, but we were not intimate. We were just casual friends. And because I had told him I didn't want anything intimate, that I wanted to preserve myself until marriage. And he was a good guy. He was the son of a pastor, so he encouraged me, and he also helped to ward off other men, like, because when they come and say, oh, Carol, blah, blah, I say, oh, I have a boyfriend already. So, but then by the time I got to my final year, he traveled to Canada. But before he traveled, we didn't agree on anything. We were just friends, no strings attached, nothing intimate, So he traveled to Canada to, pursue his dreams. So I was not in the relationship. And then my husband had asked me, do you have a boyfriend? I told him, well, how, I used to have a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. And he had said, and another reason why I really love him, he said he doesn't like to destroy a relationship. If a girl said, I'm committed or something, he takes his hands off. So I wasn't in a relationship. Yeah, like, it depends on what a girl wants in life. And my parents, they were really great disciplinarians. And my dad would tell you, if you get pregnant in my house, I'm disowning you. So don't even, like, my dad would even let you wear trousers, or even like, and so they were so strict. So they instilled that discipline in me, in us, all of us. So when the first time I left my house was when I got into the college. So, and when it's like, a lot of girls, they don't really want to have sex with boys. They do it because they want to please the boy, or because they want money or something. So in my own case, my parents, they've been well-to-do. My dad is a poultry farmer and a principal of a school, so I won't open my legs because of money. And that discipline in me, I had promised God that I was ready to preserve myself until marriage. So, and the boy that I met, it depends on who you met too, because some boys who will not care, they will tear you up and do what they want to do and apologize later. But this boy did not do any of that. He supported me, protected me, and encouraged me. So it depends on who you're dealing with. But I would really encourage girls to, not even like go into this relationship, because it's hard. These days, it's hard to find that kind of boy or that kind of man. It's hard. So my husband was actually my first man. He was the one that disvirgined me, because, like I said, I preserved myself until marriage by the grace of God. So after we married, I moved in on the 11th of January 2003. So that night, because all this time I never told my husband that I was a virgin, because I didn't want to really put it, like, I just didn't want to be like, I'm trying to buy him over because I'm a virgin or something. So I kept it for him. So on that night, after, when we started, like, when the whole stuff started, and I started freezing up. I was so, because while in college, my roommates, my friends, they always tell me, Carol, oh, that stuff is so painful, you're gonna bleed, blah blah. So I got so scared, like I was so scared. So when my husband started touching me and trying to better, I was so scared, I was frozen. And then he was like, what's the problem? So I said that I had never done it before. He was like, really? And the way you were looking so psychedelic. I said, no, I've never done it before. My husband couldn't believe it. He said he wouldn't believe this until, he sees. So what he did, he put the white towel but on the sheet, and by the time he tried to touch me, he saw I was not giving up. I was as frozen as, a frozen fish. So he now told me he would leave me alone. And that's another thing I like about him. He never forced me. He just, he spoke some, encouraging words and told me it would be all right and everything. And told me he would leave me alone to go to sleep. So I went to sleep that night. So the next day, my husband didn't even know. In my mind, I was trying to run away. So I started calculating how to escape. But then I thought about running back to my dad. Then he would be asking, so what brought you back? So I thought about running to my sister. My sister would still ask why I ran back to the house. So I didn't know what to do, which way to go. So what I now thought about, so how will I even escape? Because my husband would be like, where are you going? Because since we got married, we've been everywhere together. So I thought about all these escape routes and none was working. So I said I will need to brave up. So on that night, I do not forget, on the 12th of January 2003. So at the end of the day, after I took a shower and everything, the hour came and then we started. And now my husband knew I had not done it before. So he handled me softly, like more softly than he did the other night. And he had added some lubricant and everything, and so I encouraged me and everything. He petted me like a baby. So at the end of the day, when he started, it was how would I describe the feeling? It became so painful, and then by the time I could say Jack, it became so honey. And then it was blood, on, a lot of blood. And then I cried. And then he said, oh, now you're a woman. So he made me a woman. So after that night, it wasn't as painful. It wasn't painful anymore. So that's how, continued. And only for me to find out I was pregnant a month later, and that's why we met in January and my baby came in October, 9 months later. So in my own case, no sperm was wasted. Okay, I could say that again. Yeah, because there were some men that were ready to devour ladies. I tried not to go beyond, because back in Nigeria, you have Mr. Beast just like you have McDonald's. So after McDonald's, if we hang out to buy stuff at McDonald's, that will be the end. I'm not going over to your house. So going to the guy's house, some guys went to the point of even spiking ladies' drinks. Some of my friends, they will come, they said they finished drinking, they didn't know when they fell asleep, they didn't know what happened, they found themselves naked. So going, I never I never followed men to their house. If we're hanging out, it would be at the restaurant, and that would be it. And then I try to avoid some parties. Some private parties are very dangerous because you don't know their plan. They make you, they invite you over, and then they already have their plans. And again, I didn't keep a lot of friends, because the more friends you have, the more trouble. So I really didn't keep a lot of friends. I kept a very small circle. Yeah, I had my first daughter in Nigeria, and that was when I was going for my youth service, because my youth service we left in March. So when I got so we left in March. That was when I found out I was pregnant. So in March, when we went to the camp, after the whole campaign stuff, I think it was in April. No, sorry, I think it was in June, because we had this beauty contest. And this is another reason why I love my husband till this day, because even when my parents stopped me from contesting from getting involved in beauty pageant, my husband gave me the go ahead of that, because at the camp they had selected me to represent them as Miss Camp. So I had asked my husband. He said, "Oh yeah, it's okay, you can go ahead, you can even wear your bikini, you can parade as you want, blah blah." So at that time, my mom was in London, and it was only my dad at Aba. So we had agreed that I would stay with my sister-in-law at Enugu to have the baby. So when I stayed with them, they were nice to me, but they had taken me to this hospital, Mother of Christ Hospital, Enugu. That's where I had the baby. So when I asked them, because Mother of Christ was like, I don't know, like it's not like the modern hospital, like it's like old, So when I asked why Mother of Christ, they had said that some other new hospitals, that was my brother-in-law said, not my husband, my brother-in-law said, some new hospital, they swap your babies. Because like say they're looking for a boy, you could have a boy, then they swap the baby. So because of that, those modern hospitals are not good. So I was convinced, because I said I didn't want nobody swapping my baby, because, I wanted my own baby, not swap baby. So that's how I ended up at Mother of Christ. So it was really a horrible experience, because at the time of, I don't know, at the time I was about having my baby, because Paris, my baby was overdue for, I think it was like almost 11 days overdue. So they had to induce the baby. They gave me Pitocin. So when they gave me the stuff, I didn't even know how it felt. So when it started coming like at my back, like I was having some severe cramp, I was like, when is this baby coming? Because since 9 o'clock I came in, and it's already 1 o'clock. I'm still walking around, cramping up. And I was asking my sister-in-law then, when is this labor starting? They said, labor will be starting soon. Labor. I said, this has been hours. Labor has not started, because they said if the labor starts, I'm going to be pulling my hair. I'm going to be dragging. I'm going to walk with my head. So I said, when is this labor coming? So I was like, maybe they should get the theater ready. So I would just, they should just cut this, they will have the, what was it called? They will do the cesarean session. So they said, just give it some time. So I kept walking around. So as I was walking around, I felt like I was gonna poop. So I ran into my room, and I'm trying to poop, and I grabbed a plastic bag. My sister-in-law had brought me a loaf of bread in a plastic. So I removed the bread, and I I spread it on the floor, because the poop was right in between my legs. I couldn't even walk. I couldn't take a step further. So as I spread it down too, I was like, I need to poop. So the other nurse came in and said, what was it? I said, I need to poop so bad. So she said, just go across the hall, because their bathroom is a separate building. It's like you have to walk you have to really walk a distance to get in the bathroom. So the nurse was like, just go across, go use the bathroom. I said, I can't even walk. This poop is in between my legs. So just go. Go. Then the other nurse came in. What does she want to do? That one said, she wants to poop on the floor. That one said, and I think that was a God sent. She was like, oh, please, this could be a baby coming. She said, what baby? Oh, let her go and poop over there. That one said, okay, climb on the table, because in their hospital, it's a table. Like, you have to climb on a table. So they made me climb the table. Then they were like, oh, push. So, but with that anger, because I was so convinced I needed to poop. But then they were arguing, they said it was the baby. I mean, like the other nurse. So, with that energy and anger, I'm trying to poop. And then the next thing I had, oh, it's baby. So then the next thing they said, is that the first? So I thought they did something. I didn't know they gave me episiotomy. So then I had the cry of a baby. Paris popped out. So Paris popped out weighing 2.6 kg. So then the worst of it all, by the time they gave me that episiotomy, they now had to stitch it. So do you know they started stitching me with no medication, with no kind of pain medication. So I was like, why are you stitching me with no medication? They said, oh, if we give you something for pain, it's gonna make the wound not heal. I said, no, I just need pain. These people were stitching me alive. They were stitching me raw. So my muscles, they were going like this. My muscle, I felt like I was being slaughtered alive. So I was crying. That pain was even worse than the pain of having a baby. That was the real labor. The episiotomy pain I felt after having my baby. So because these people would not give me any pain medication. So as they were stitching it, you know, there was in Nigeria they have this NEPA, and NEPA could take their light anytime, no knocking, they would take the light. So as they were stitching my episiotomy, boom, the light went off. NEPA took light. I'm telling you, NEPA just took light. And then they went and got me this lantern, you know, the old lantern, it uses kerosene. They didn't even clean the gloves, and it was kind of blurry. And this old lady was trying to stitch and said, oh, I can't see with this lantern, I can't see. Then this old lady said to my sister-in-law, can you go and buy torchlight to stitch my episiotomy? I really thank God I didn't have C-section in Nigeria. I would have been dead by now, I'm telling you. I would have been dead. So this nurse asked my sister-in-law to go to the market. That market, she had to walk like 30 minutes to buy torch. All right, my sister-in-law walks down to the market. We waited. I felt like I waited for a year, because all this time I was bleeding, I was in pain, no medication, neglected on top of that table. So finally, my sister-in-law bought this torchlight, and in front of me, the lady grabbed the torchlight from her, shook the torchlight. Madam, you didn't buy battery. Hey! My people, no battery. And you know torchlight can't work with no battery. What do we do? My sister-in-law had to trek back to the market another 1 year to buy battery, to put in the torchlight, to see my episiotomy, to stitch. So she started the second journey. I was waiting in pain, bleeding, waiting. That was the most horrible, the worst part of my life. So finally, my sister-in-law finally came back with the battery. They, put the battery, and then they started stitching me again. And the pain was even 100 times worse than it was. Still no pain medication. So as they were stitching, I couldn't even open my legs anymore. They were trying to spread my legs. The woman was hitting me, open your leg. When you were doing it with your husband, you opened so wide. Why are you closing your leg now? Tell me, my brothers, sisters, how are they comparing this with that? Apple and orange. So they were trying to make me open my legs in this pain, excruciating pain. So I managed, I don't know how, because I was begging God to even take my life, because the pain took over me. So after they stitched the thing, and that was it, So I started the recovery process, trying to do cis bath and everything. It was horrible. This my experience. I'm telling you, I don't wish this to my enemy. I do not wish. Even my enemy does not deserve this kind of thing I went through. And that was a Mother of Christ hospital in Enugu. This is really funny that my husband came back to Nigeria to marry and swore never to marry a nurse, and I ended up becoming a nurse. Well, when I finally arrived in America, my husband was really like, I had wanted to do to go in for what's it called? Going for social work. Social work is 9 to 5, or my husband encouraged me to pursue law, to go for law, a law degree. But then, with me having babies, like every time I turn around, people were like, "Oh, every time we turn around, you're pregnant. Every time you turn." So with me having babies and everything, like back to back, it was difficult. And I found out that the only profession that could really fit in with my family, with my babies, would be nursing. Because with nursing, when my babies were very little, I was working night shift. So when I go to work in the night, my husband will watch the kids, stay with the kids in the night. Then in the day, my husband will go to work. Then I stay with the kids. So we are swapping. He watches the kids at night, and I watch them during the day. And then when I was going to school too, I go to school in the day and then go to work at night. And it worked. So one thing with nursing, the flexibility. And again, when I was back home, I was really taking care of my grandmom, and I've always had passion for caring. So caring has been my passion, and then because of my family too. And when my husband was really mad because I didn't really go in for nursing. I started as a GNA, so he was like, "Oh, this." I said, "No, this is just to manage." Then I got my LPN. He was like, "Oh, so." I convinced him. I promised my husband I won't be that type, because I'm not here to my husband hates divorce. So I promised him I'm here for him, and I truly love him, and he truly loves me. So the nursing I did was because of my family, not to it wasn't going to destroy my marriage. So that's the different kind, that's the difference between you going home to marry a nurse and you marrying your love. So because we married for love, nursing wasn't gonna break my marriage. Actually, I dropped the first video. That's Woto. I'm telling you, back in Nigeria, people tried everything. My dad wouldn't even let me wear long pants. My mom wouldn't even let me wear short. Like I told you guys, I will hide clothes. I'll wear some clothes at school, and I'll hide them and start wearing those long dresses when I go home. So I was managing, because it's Nigeria, Nigerian culture is strong. I'm telling you, it's so strong. So my mom was like, oh, you have to, if you dress like this, no man will marry you. If you dress like that. So it's just like they prepare you just for marriage. So I was like, okay, since my mom is preventing me from wearing this, and maybe when I get married, I'll finally get free. And I don't know how many miles is it from Nigeria to America. How many miles? Thousands of miles. So I tolerated Nigeria because it's Nigeria with their culture, right? I came to America, and immediately I boarded that Lufthansa coming to America. I told God, thank you, Jesus, because I've left this culture. I've left this country. I came to America not knowing that I'm meeting the real Nigerian culture here. I know this. I'm telling you, this Nigerian community in Baltimore, they started attacking me because I thought I was free. Oh, Carol, you're wearing short things. Oh, in our water, you're married though. Oh, you have children. What are you teaching your daughters? Oh, why are you always naked? You don't dress like a married woman. Your husband is a chief. Nigerian community. So they kept on. I said, what? So when do people want this African girl to live her life? When she dies in your mother's house, oh, you're not married, no man will marry you. Then in your husband's house, oh, you're married. When are you gonna live? When are you gonna live, African child? When I said, please let Carol breathe. So I tried to communicate. They're not understanding me. So that's why I decided to give it to them. Give it to them, words. You want to kill my vibes? Hell to the no. And I told them it's too late. So what really inspired me to go into music video, because I never planned to become a musician at all. I never planned to become any musician. But these people pushed me, because I think that's the only way I could communicate to them. So the Nigerian community in Baltimore is too much for them. It's too much. Let Carol breathe, okay? So the online in-laws and some online haters, all of you, I decided to give it to them. Buzz. Well, if I'm given another chance to marry, if I'm given another chance, I won't court before marriage, because that courting, I don't really see it. Most times it doesn't really work, because if you really love a man, or if a man loves you, I think that you don't need 100 years to start learning, because when you decide to court for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you're picking fault. So if you guys love each other, go in for it, okay? And marriage is not perfect. It's like about two imperfect people. You learn every day. And one thing about marriage is you have to learn how to forgive. Some people don't forgive. You have to have a forgiving heart. So that's how your relationship lasts. So as you learn, you adjust. And some things, like my husband, when we got married, so at the point some people trying to brainwash him, but he stood behind me. He's my supporter, he's my backbone. So some things you cannot correct, or like you think you can cope with, you try to adjust, okay? You can't get 100% man or 100% woman. So you learn as you go. So courtship, and again for the sex, I will still have to keep myself until marriage, because having sex before marriage, it doesn't really. You see this girl worrying about pregnancy. You see this girl having like multiple abortions, and then some of them drop out of school because of pregnancy. But if you abstain from sex, that will help you to concentrate and then have your self-respect. And some boys, when they do with you, they talk, and your news is all over the place. So it gives you self-respect. And then, like me, immediately I got married, I started popping my babies. Like, your womb is intact, not destroyed. So the babies are just coming. At a point, my husband was like, wow, every time I touch you, you get pregnant. That's how it is. Every time you touch her, she gets pregnant, because she preserved herself. So I would still like to keep myself, until marriage. Well, I'm so glad me and my husband will have great kids, good daughters. They don't give me headache, and this is where I see raising kids is fun. Raising kids here, especially if you work together with your husband. So both of you have to really be on the same side, to raise the kids. I have 4 daughters. Like the first one, Paris, she's 21. I mentioned it before. She's 21 and she's in her 3rd year in the university. Angel is 18 in the 1st year in the university, and Princess is a junior in high school. she's in 11th grade, and then Paige is in 9th grade. So during the time my mom was raising us, my mom was always shouting at the top of her voice, hey, I'm telling you, you don't hear, you don't give yourself such headache. And then in Africa, it's a beating. Why did you do this? Beat these kids beating. I don't think that beating is not working. I wish these African moms, I wish Nigerian moms could change, because beating doesn't help a child. Bring the child close and explain to the child what she did wrong and blah blah blah. You don't have to beat. You don't even have to shout at the top of your voice. They are human beings. They are not dogs. So raising kids here, it's been easy for me. I don't have high blood pressure. My blood pressure is still like 110, 120 over 70. Okay, unlike the rest of them in the Nigeria that will be having blood pressure of 150 over 80 or even 170. So the kids, they need their own respect too. So I don't remember I don't even shout in my house. I don't shout, because these kids, they already know what to do and what not to do. And when they are wrong, you call them to order. So the way we were brought up back home, it was all flogging, beating, shouting, and all that. So I think that's not really a good way of bringing kids up. Like, even when we went to school, then we are late, they flog us. They flog you, fail the test, they flog you. At a point, your body will be like a cow's body. They flog you like a cow. I have this childhood friend, Margaret in Kasiobi. Then she saw how fragile I was. She will always be the one taking the strokes for me. She will stretch out her hand. If they were gonna flog me 10 times, they will give it to her, and then just to protect me. So I still give it to her for everything she did for me. So bringing up kids in Nigeria, I think they really need to do some adjustment. So with me bringing up kids here in America with my husband, it's been easy, and especially we have good kids. So for the young girls of today, I will advise them to stay focused, because at the end of the day, it's all about you. Stay focused, build yourself up, get your own. It's really worth it. Build yourself up, make sure you get your own, and then no man will mess up with you. Like you have your respect. You have your respect. So don't let these young boys distract you from school, from your education, or from being focused. There's time for everything, okay? There is time for everything. Back that your degree first, back that your master's first. Do what you can do to be independent, okay? And then men will be coming for you. I'm telling you, there will be a time they will all be coming for you. They will be coming for you. They will be asking for your hand in marriage, because they know you are worth it. They know you got it. They know you're independent. They know. Men, they know girls that are very industrious. So build yourself up first, and every other thing will be added unto you, like the kingdom of God. All right? Well, for the secret of a long-lasting relationship is love. First of all, love. Love conquers all troubles. Love conquers fight. Love conquers every lie. Love conquers everything, okay? If a man loves you and if a woman loves you, if you both love each other, there is nothing that will break your marriage. Because when you love somebody, you'll be ready to forgive. It's only when you don't love somebody that you can't forgive that person. If you love your man, you'll be able to forgive your man, okay? So love first. And then another thing is trust. Try and build up some level of trust in your relationship. A lot of women, when their men come home, Oh, they're checking the phone. Oh, who is this? Who is Sandra? Please leave the phone alone. Try and build up some trust, okay? So when you trust your man and you love your man and you work together, like, get each other's back. So these three things with that, your marriage, there's nothing that will break your marriage. No, nothing. Your bond will be this strong, okay? So love, trust, and supporting each other, and understanding, forgiveness, love, trust, forgiveness. These three things, don't play with them in marriage. They really, it has really, from my own experience, this has really helped my marriage, because there has been a time when stuff started happening, but because of the love I had for my husband and the love he has for me and the trust and forgiveness, maybe if I didn't forgive my husband, or he didn't forgive me now and then, this marriage won't be holding till now. So try and develop a forgiving spirit. Like they always say, to err is human, to forgive is divine. So try and forgive. Try. Guys, this 2025 is gonna be the bomb. So I'm trying to like make more music videos, catch more fun, like do better than I've done the past years. So, but everything is by God's grace, and pray to God more, because God is the author and the finisher. So 2025 will be great in the name of Jesus. And then I'm gonna do a little shout out to people that have affected my life in one way or the other, like my parents. Actually, first of all, I have to really give it to God for everything, for making the impossible possible. God has been so kind. God has been with me. God has been with me all through these years, and He's still with me. So I really thank God for everything, for His mercies, for His protection, for all His blessings, and for bringing my husband into my life. And then I'm going to give a shout out to my parents, Mr. JJC, Mr. and Mrs. JJC, for bringing me up, for bringing me into this world. And I really thank them for all their sacrifices to make me who I am today. And I'm going to give a big shout out to my Odogu, my husband, the one that really made me completed, that took over from where my parents stopped. He's the one that brought me here, and he's the one that has given me opportunity to explore, to achieve my dream. He's even the one that unbanned what my parents banned. Okay, so he's letting me really be me. Ladies, I tell you, always marry a man that will let you be you. Don't marry a man that will try to restrict you, tie your life down, tie your destiny down, tie your dreams down, tie your fun down. My husband is one in a million. If they give me another chance, in my next world, I will still marry him and marry him and marry him. I love him so much for giving me all these opportunities, for letting me unleash and be me. So, and then I really give a shout out to my big sister in London, Chichi. If not for her, my husband wouldn't have met me, because my husband saw her beauty attracted my husband. So, and that's how my husband met me. So I really give it to her, and for all her support. Even while I was at school, she was always the one sending us clothes and everything. And my friends knew me at school. Every time you ask me, Carol, I like your dress. Oh yeah, it was sent. So my sister has been always, she has always been very supportive, and I give a shout out to all my other siblings, Casey, Chioma, Onyi, Uchenna, Chika, Chindu, Chime. So they've been good siblings. And I really give a shout out to my auntie and the husband, Auntie Fee and the husband. When my sister came from London, it was my auntie and the husband that really pleaded with me to go with my sister, because I really wanted to go in for that beauty pageant. But they told me, this is your sister. They convinced me, and I went to Omaka to see my sister. From there, that's how I met my husband. So God bless you all. I really thank you guys. Give a shout out to my childhood friend Nkasiobi Margaret Opanko, because back then at about our house, it was a fence that connected our house. We are neighbors, so the fence finally cracked open. So we always go through the fence to see each other. So sometimes they will have breakfast, like they have bread at the, like they have breakfast with bread and tea or something. Because she hated bread, she would come from their house with her bread. She would give me her bread because she didn't want to eat. So we were really very close. And even at school, when we went late to school, because she knew I was so fragile, she would take those strokes of cane for me, just like Jesus died on the cross for our sins. So I really give a shout out to her. And right now on Facebook, she's my manager. So I love you so much, Nkasi. And I give a shout out to my Auntie Edith, my Uncle Ansel, for all your support all through, while I was in school and everything. May God bless you guys. I give shout out to my college friends, Yuji, shout out to you, and Norma Kereke, Jennifer Agwarewa, and all my other friends in political science department. And again, I give shout out to my lecturers in political science department, people like Mr. Akonye, Mr. Bachasin, Mr. Ounwa, Mr. Obiuku, and the rest of them. And shout out to all my friends here in Baltimore, my MTC family. I love you all. And I shout out to United Sisters of Baltimore. We really had great times together. And shout out to my lovely daughters. They've been so supportive. They've been good kids. They've always got my back in everything I do. Paris, Angel, Princess, and my page. So I love you guys. You guys keep being good kids, okay? I love you guys. And shout out to my Don Zizi. He's been the one behind all those beats, like on my music videos. Sky J for all your support, and Mr. Ken for all these videos. I give you guys shout out. And then and other people, those that I remember now, I still love you all. And let me see. If I didn't mention your name here, please don't be mad. And all my Facebook friends, all my Facebook fans, I love you all. Big shout out to you guys. Big shout out to my TikTok friends. Big shout out to all my YouTube subscribers. Big shout out to my Instagram fans. I love you all. Big shout out to everybody everyone that has affected my life in one way or the other. I love you all. And all my haters, it's too late. So you guys go listen to my videos. I have Woto is streaming live on Facebook, on all the social media. I have Live Your Life, and then this recent one is my birthday. So you guys follow me on my YouTube channel, Cripsy Carol. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe, share, like, comment. I love you all.
From one, I wish her long life, prosperity, good health, and gets everything that she deserves, including happiness.
I feel happy that I have my mom here with me today, and I wish her a long, full, successful life of happiness.
Wishes she has fun today and continues to live a long, healthy life. because she's a hard worker and she deserves to have fun too.
My mom is a gorgeous, stunning model. She's so pretty and she's so nice. She's so selfless. She always cares about other people. She wants to make sure you're fed and you're doing well before she is. She's just a very selfless and careful person. She loves people.
And selfless.
Next thing I love about her is that she's very determined to get what she wants. She doesn't let anything get in her way, and I really admire that about her. I love that she's very disciplined and very respectful when it comes to herself as well. And you know, as the oldest daughter, that's something I really admire and respect about her. I love that she goes after what she wants and she's very creative. She loves being herself. She doesn't let anybody dim her light. If anything, she's a light, and she's not gonna let anybody dim that. I just hope that she has a wonderful birthday, and I want her to know that she is my very first best friend ever since birth.
My mom, she has like a 18-year-old spirit in a 48-year-old woman's, well, she doesn't even have the 48-year-old woman's body. She has like a 20-year-old body. But she's full of life and she's very sweet and selfless. She always gives you what you need, and she's very welcoming and sweet, and she's a great person.
I love her very much, and I hope that she gets everything she deserves. She really puts out more than what she receives, and I hope that she really gets all her blessings. So, yeah.
And I'm just happy to call her my mom, and I wish she prospers and has more fun.
I pray that the Lord protects her with his shield. He keeps his eye on wherever she goes. He makes sure that the devil doesn't get to her. No evil people, no mean people, no haters. And I just pray for the best. I pray that she gets everything she wants in life.